Oh, hello again. Today I wanted to show you how to put a Cat6 or Cat5 end on a Cat6 cable. I'll be using these inserts to do the job, and I'll be using a Cat5 wiring standard. I'll also be telling you a few tips to do the best job. Now I'm just going to do my best to narrate this for you. We're going to strip the cable, and I just do a back and forth motion with the strippers. I don't really go all the way around. It generally gets it pretty good, and then I just twist it right off, pop. And this is Cat6 cable, so we got a middle insulation piece. It's a little plastic piece that will get in your way. There's also the little thread there, and we'll want to cut those off. Grab your side cuts, snip. And then you got to go through the task of unwinding each pair of wires. It's a bit tedious, but you do this a few times and it'll come naturally. So I always start with the orange white is going to be your first wire. So orange white orange, and then a little tip that I have for how to remember the order. There's only one pair that gets separated, and that's the green ones. And I always think to myself that they're green because they're jealous, because the other colors, they get to stay together. So the green ones get separated. I also apologize, the first end here that I'm doing, the camera was on autofocus, and it didn't do as well a job as I was hoping. The second end will have manual focus. So now I'm trying to straighten up all these wires, and I kind of wiggle them together, flatten them out, and make like a belt out of them. And once you get it all together, see it's all flat. You can bend it around your finger. It's so malleable. And once you get this belt, and it looks like those need to be a little tighter. You can get your side cuts back out. And I always cut a diagonal cut on these. Because I'm going to use inserts with this. You have to buy your ends with the inserts. And it has a little bump on it. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little bump on one side. I always say bump up, clip down, bump up, clip down. So the bump is up, and I'm looking down on the wiring as orange, white, orange, green, white, blue, blue, white, green, brown, white, brown. And then I'm going to massage the jacket here. See, I pulled the wires out of the jacket a little bit so I could clip that insert, the insulator itself, excuse me. So you massage the wire so where it's nice and there's no tension on it. And then you just move this insert down a little bit. And you just cut flush against the insert there, so it's nice and flush. It's okay to be a little bit out. It's not terrible. This makes it real easy to make a professional looking Cat5 or Cat6 end. You just put that on there nice and tight, and then you get your crimpers out. Nope, I think I dropped them on the floor. Yeah, so I get my crimper out, and then I go ahead and I use both hands, try to make a nice strong crimp on it, and then it's good to go. So then we'll move on to the second end of this one cable that we're doing. Now I'm going to strip it again. I'm going to do the back and forth motion. Hopefully this one is a little bit better. That's why I recorded both of them. Plus the manual focus should show your wires a little bit better. So we're going to get this insulator out of the way. And that little thread, somebody showed me one day that if you just get that little thread and use some needle nose pliers, you can actually rip the jacket with that thread. And then, I don't know, then you have this piece of jacket you can use your side cuts to cut off. So we're back to separating our wires, and if we already know that green's going to be the one split that goes in the middle, and we just unwind each pair again. Try to get it down in the jacket, unwound down in the jacket. That'll give you a nice playroom to work with. So then we're going to do green next because it's the one that gets separated. Remember, it's jealous. It's green with envy. So it gets separated. And I try to straighten out each individual wire as I go. Obviously, it's not perfect yet. Got to get them all untangled. Green, white, blue, blue, white, green. So to repeat again, it's green, orange, white, orange, green, white, blue, blue, white, green, brown, white, brown. And if you just say that enough times and you always know that green's the only one that's separated, it gets pretty easy. It's easy to remember. So I'm going to try to straighten these out, make my little belt that I call it. So they're all nice and tight together. See how straight and flat those are. Then you make a diagonal cut. You don't have to do it diagonally like that. I just like it because you take your insert and the bump up, clip down. The bump goes against the jacket. So the bump's on one side of it. You see it pretty clear here. Yeah, you see that bump? Okay, so it touches the jacket. And it's on top. If you're looking down at the orange, white, orange, that was giving me some fits there. So then you massage the jacket, get the wires so there's no tension on the jacket. We don't want it to, we don't want our wires to slip out while we're trying to crimp it down. That'll frustrate you. Nice and straight. Looks pretty good. You try to push it back against the jacket, and then you cut your wires flush. Now here that's a little bit too much, so we're going to cut some more off. Looks good to me. So then we bump up, clip down. So we're going to put the clip down. Pretty easy. There we go. We'll get the crimpers out. We had them ready this time. So there's a little hole. RJ45, that's what that is. And the phone line is RJ11. I don't do phones. I have a guy that does that for me. Oh, wait a minute. We got to use, this is the tester, and there's two parts to this tester. So we're going to make sure that both ends are plugged in. We got both ends of the cable here. We'll see. It's not always going to test right on the first try. But we did get lucky. That's fantastic. Hey, if you hang out for just a few more seconds, I got a little blooper for you. And this will happen. You can't get frustrated when chaos happens because that's the nature of the world. So here we got just a little snippet where I had it ready. I had my insert on the cable end, and then I tried to put the end on there, and I was pushing a little bit too hard. And because of that, this happens. Oh, yeah. Now I had to restrip the whole thing. Start all over. Talk to you later.